house in London. Guess what happened? He paid for the first part with the architect, took it to the municipal assembly. They
Jaja,
said to do another work
Jaja.
that would an extra 2,000. And guess what he did? He used AI. Oh,
Hello.
oh, was I muted?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, sorry about that.
So you,
So
you mentioned you
I
were
was,
talking about your friend.
yeah, so I
Yeah.
was saying, same as my friend, he was on he wanted to do an extension on his house, and he had to go and see the municipality for all the permits. And what happened was, you know, he had to pay an extra £2,000 after paying him already £4,000. What happened was he went on AI to finish the rest of the work, send it to the assembly, and they just passed him, and he was able to do the work. So right then he saved himself £2,000. That's the power of AI. So if you guys want to learn more about AI, we would make sure that you guys have the right information. Give us a call afterwards. I'll be talking to Stanley, see how we can work together on our AI um, you know, um, work that we want, initiative that we have, and we can take it out from there. So thank you very much, man. I think now we have an amazing speaker, Josh Amissah, and he's going to be telling you about how to make money with trading and all the great stuff. So Mark, there you go. Over to
All
you.
right. Thank you so much. Guys, it's getting exciting. And you remember Stanley even mentioned that he wanted to share a little on crypto and others, but he didn't have much insight on that, and there wasn't much time. But fortunately for us, we have a great speaker who's in that space. Like that's what he does. He has an academy. He's been teaching over 160 students in crypto, and they're all doing very well. And Stanley mentioned something that we shouldn't go in with a mind of quick get rich quick scheme, because this is not it. This is financial literacy. And you see, when you take a child and you put the child, it takes the child nursery, kindergarten, all these things to learn ABCD. Then when they get to class one, class two, all the way to class six, then they are learning the foundations of um, alphabet and numbers and how to use them. Then you go to junior high school and it's getting a bit complicated. And you go to senior high school, then to the university. And even with the university, the first one is that you're a bachelor, so you are not married to it. So the knowledge is not that deep. Then you go deeper and you are married to it and you become a master of it. Then after that, you become a doctor. So let's have this understanding that the same way we've taken our time to have education in different subjects, this is also us getting the education in financial literacy that we really need to help us out there. So without much ado, let's welcome Apostle to bless us with his teaching on cryptocurrency.
Hello, thank you so much.
So
100 black men. And even though I see a couple of women also connected, I believe the men are generic in terms of its use. Rev, thank you for the
yes, sir.
opportunity and the leadership. Mark, you are doing a great work. And then I really enjoyed Stanley's session. Very, very powerful. I learned a couple of things. That's why I was so much interested in asking about the negative side effects of the AI, because when we get information like this, we are more into the positive side, but we also need to know what are the side effects so that we can have the balance. All right, so to start with, I'm going to be talking about how you make money while you are sleeping, how to make money while sleeping. I believe that Stanley did a great work exposing to us the preamble for making money, that there is nothing like a get rich quick scheme anywhere. In fact, those who have made money over a long period of time and very much of it can tell you that they took their time and they built the funds, they accumulated the funds, and they were able to get to where they got to. Is my slide showing? Can anyone see my slides?
Yes. It's going.
Beautiful. All right.
Yes,
So
sir.
whilst
Josh,
Stanley was
Josh, 1
presenting,
minute. Josh, one
come
minute,
again.
please.
Okay.
Josh, 1 minute, please. Guys, this is going to be an amazing, presentation. So just invite one friend while he is about to go through the slide. Just send this link to just one friend so they can also have an opportunity to be part of this presentation, because this presentation can be life transformational for someone today. So kindly, before he starts this amazing presentation, send this to a friend, send it to your mother, your father, a hater, someone, send it to someone and let them be able to watch this as well. Thank you very much. Go ahead, Mr. Joshua.
Thank you, Rev. Thank you very much. So I assume that I was going to share quite a wealth of information. So I did put quite some information together. And so I do not want to overload us. So I might be very salient and then brief with some of the information, and then later make the slide available for us so that we can go through at our own free time. So when we talk about money, what is money? Money is a medium of exchange. It's also a store of value, a unit of account, and also helps us to measure wealth. So a lot of people think about how much they can spend whenever they have access to money. But we have to have a different look at money, that it's a tool for creating, measuring, storing, and then also growing wealth. So if you have any vision or purpose of making money, then it has to be one of these four. It shouldn't only be about you looking into spending it, but using it to create more and then be able to measure and then also store so that you can grow wealth, so that the money you have will not stay or end with you. Now, a brief history about how we got money. Prehistoric data shows that money began with the barter system, where people who want to exchange goods and services usually would use commodities, and then they will use what they have to get what they are looking for. And so the way they valued the balance with the exchange is mostly determined by their agreement. They have to come into an agreement that, okay, if I need salt and then you have tomatoes, then I'm going to give you this weight of salt or this quantity of salt. And then you also give me this number of tomatoes. And then we are all happy. And then we move on. But the barter system became inefficient because sometimes the parties don't get satisfied. One feels that he's been cheated or he has lost. And so there had to be other means by which these exchanges could be done. And dating back 600 BCE, the Lydians, who actually are today's Turkey, they invented the coins, the metal coins, and they started using metal coins like gold, silver, and then they started building other coins by putting other metallic substances into the coins and then using that also for the exchanges and transactions. And then the Greeks and the Romans, who actually have impacted civilization greatly. I'm sure when we talk about most of the knowledge and the things that we do, we will always trace it back to the Greek and then the Roman civilization. You know, the Greeks were so much into knowledge, and they always documented whatever they did, the processes, the patterns, the activities. And then the Romans also looked at glory. So their focus was more on building things to last. Today, if you look at nations that build things to last, I believe it's the Germans who are in the lead, because most of the German products and then manufactured goods and services are always designed to last. So the Greeks and the Romans started spreading coins throughout the Mediterranean, and then it became a standardized currency. Then after that, the paper money came. So the paper money that we're looking at started around the 7th century, where China started with printing, and the government listed these fiat for exchange, and then the government actually backed it up with the resources that they have. Until lately, the 17th century, Europe also got into the paper money, and then they started also encouraging people to use that instead of the coins and then the barter system. Then around the 1600s to the 1800s, the banking and the credit system began. So when you look at the banking and the credit system, it's very, very interesting and fascinating that the banking system can pick just one Ghana cedis or one Ghana cedi, and then that amount of money can go through the hands of 7 people, and these 7 people will be owing the bank one Ghana cedi, and yet it is just one Ghana cedi that is just going round. And it's a concept of using the community and the people that you have, and then placing a value on it, then being able to meet whatever you are expecting out of it. So the banking system, which began with people using PG banks and then giving loans or coming together to do this susu thing where you have leverages, cash leverage system, matrix systems, and then later on, the government got themselves involved by regulating it and then helping with policies so that there will be proper use of the system. And so from there, then the standard for transacting even through the banking system became the gold standard. So a lot of countries adopted the gold standard just around the 19th century. I believe America started around 1971, where they started backing all forms of money with the standard of gold deposits. Recently, I heard Donald Trump saying that gold needs to be revalued. And immediately he made that comment. Under 3 weeks, the value of gold is just skyrocketing. Gold recently hit $3,084 an ounce. And a lot of people who have gold as a store of value have made a lot of money. So in the nutshell, you will see that this is how far that money has traveled. Currently, it is the fiat system that we're looking at, and then the central banks are reconsidering where the future of money is getting to, because now it is the digital money that is being introduced, and very soon digital money is going to take over the fiat currency. And so in summary, when we talk about how money has traveled, it began with the barter system, and now commodity money, metal coins, paper money, and then now we are dealing with digital or virtual money. And when you talk about digital or virtual money, that's where a lot of people have been mystified about this space, because anytime you talk about money online, people who do not have information about it first think about it is a scam, it is fraud, it's pyramid system, it's one of these Ponzi schemes, and that's what comes into people's minds. Now, before I go on, let me ask, how many of us have lost funds through any of these things that I've mentioned? If you are here and you've lost funds through any of these means, just show by raising your hand. Let me see. Anybody like that? Just show by raising your hand. If you are using a phone, just tap the screen of your phone and you would see reaction, and you can click on the reaction or raise hand. I want to see how many of us have lost a great deal of funds in the online space to some of these things that I've mentioned. I just want to see only 2 people. Wow. That's amazing. All right. So what is the future of money? The future of money, considering now and beyond, is one, to have a cashless society. And you can see around us, most economies are helping with regulations concerning cashless societies. Today, if you have your ATM machine, there are ATM cards. You can go to the ATM machine and then you may not need to even put the machine or slot the card into the machine. I beg your pardon. All you need to do is you touch the surface, some part of the machine with your card, and then all your details will appear there, and you would have to just key in how much you want to transact, and then you'll be up and there. Then we have the cryptos and then the blockchain. Everywhere you pass today, you hear crypto, you hear blockchain. You see, the AI that we just had presented to us is doing amazing stuff and giving amazing opportunities when you talk about cryptos. And I'm going to dwell much more on that as we move forward. And then we also mentioned that we have AIs and smart contracts. When we talk about smart contracts, we are talking about the Web3 protocols, systems that have been deployed for decentralized finance. And so you don't need somebody to control the chain. You control your own chain, and then you are able to make the little that you can make from the space. Now we're also looking at the CBDCs. Very soon, most central banks are now going to deploy their own central bank digital currency, because that will be the way to go. I don't know how many of us that have heard about BRICS, that currently there are some nations that have come together and are saying that they do not want the dominance of the United States dollar. So they want to come together and then trade among themselves, and then among themselves and the world. And so you have nations like Brazil, Russia, India, China, and Singapore, even South Africa, and there are quite a number that have joined, who have come together to deploy their own currency known as the BRICS. And very soon, the dollar will be found wanting. And with what Trump is doing now with his trade wars and hinting trade fights and what have you, slapping nations with all kinds of tariffs and stuff, and some of them also retaliating, it is going to be very interesting in the space that we are looking at going forward. Then money is also going to be in the real world assets. When we talk about the real world assets, we are talking about tokenizing the traditional business or professional systems. So you look at the real estate being tokenized, you look at mining being tokenized, you look at the normal tomato seller or the grocery shop seller is going to tokenize all the stock that they may have in their small store, and then people would be able to patronize. So that is the future of money. Now, if you are connected and you have no idea about these things that I'm talking about, then you need to get yourself prepared for where the world is going to in the next few years. So money has evolved so much from physical goods to abstract digital currencies. We are dealing with virtual currencies. If you look at the space now, people are able to move huge volumes of funds, and the tax they have to pay will be very little. Transaction fees are very, very low, and it is also very open and transparent, that you can know which funds are going where and what they are going to be used for. And this is one of the reasons why most of the banks are not open to it, because you see, there are a lot of things that go on beyond the counter that we see in the banks. And should the future of money now be resident or take its space, some of these malfeasance and misappropriation and stuff that is going on will now be taken out of the scene. So the bank managers, bank governors who are afraid and are unwilling to let these digital or virtual currencies come to stay. But eventually, it will come to stay. So we must all get ourselves involved with it. Now, before I move on, I want to talk about why people lose money. A lot of people lose money instead of making more money. And one of it is because of lack of knowledge. And I want to thank the leaders of this group for the opportunity to share this, because we are enlightening each other and informing each other. There are many people who lose money because of deception. Oh, they told him this space will give you a lot of money. You can make so much from it. They didn't ask, what is the risk involved? Is it possible for me to lose? Who controls the funds? How am I going to make money? Is it realistic at all? Is it true that this is going on? And what happens if I wake up and the money is gone? We don't ask any of these questions because we've been deceived. We look at how much we are going to get in return. We look at the return on investment. We look at the interest that is promised, and then we just jump into it because human beings are generally greedy and selfish. So a lot of people have lost money in this space due to greed and selfishness. Going forward, you understand that, in fact, if you can make a lot of money in the digital space or the financial space on the virtual grounds, you have to work on your greed or on your fear level before you'll be able to make significant returns. People also lose money because of unrealistic targets. Some are not willing to go through the process so that they progress with making money. And I'm glad that Stanley mentioned that even though there are opportunities you can get on the online space, you have to take your time, be patient, and then build by aggregating the funds that you'll be able to build. Others also lose because of rigidity and unadaptability. There are people that when you talk to that there are opportunities you can make money from, they do not budge at all because they are afraid. They've heard very bad news about making money in this space. And so they are unwilling to even give it a try or consider it. So they are very rigid and not willing to adapt to anything. Then the last reason, coupled with other reasons, is lack of risk taking or being too risky. I see quite a number of folks that we have together be on other platforms and look for money. And I can tell you, I see a few faces who are very, very highly risky. And I see those two that are risk adverse also in the space. Please, if you are following, just give me a thumbs up. Just give me a thumbs up. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so how then do we make money? How are we going to make money? How do we make money? We can make money first and foremost by getting the knowledge that is required to make money. In fact, there is no amount of money that you want to make that if you get the right knowledge for, you would not be able to make. Information is key. There are right information that you can gather and use to make money. Two, it's not only the information, but also applying the information. The wisdom to make it is also very, very technical. So there are quite a number of people who have the information, but do not know how to apply the information that they have. And so they are not able to make money. The third way you can make money is by understanding what it will help you to make the money with. So what are you going to be using to make the money? That is what will help you to get the money. It brings in the concept of the risk. You see, in traditional business, somebody may start a business with, let's say, capital of 1,000 Ghana cedis, and then he may not make profit for the next 6 months or even a year, and you have to keep pumping in funds until he starts breaking even, and then eventually the business will start giving him some good returns afterwards. Unfortunately, in the virtual space or in the digital markets, when people hear that they will make money, the next thing they think about is, oh, let me bring some $100 in. And then every day I start making 5%, 10%, 20%, and what have you. No wonder people who deploy these services are able to rug pull or run away with people's monies because they know that the ordinary person is not ready to go through the process and the natural ways of making money. And after that, we also have to consider the effort with which we are going to make money, and then with who. Community building is a very strong value for making money now. Now, if people have communities, for example, you see the 100 Black men community, and then we are online now. We are about 45 people connected. This is a community. And so if there's a good or a service that is being deployed here, and then you have even 10% of the people that are connected patronizing, it means that the one that is developed the service or product is going to be 10% stronger in terms of the community strength that we have here. And so one of the things we need to be looking at is look for opportunities by which we can grow communities so that we can deploy our virtual services and then products that we may have. And then the last way is saving what you have and then diversifying. It's key that for me as a pastor, when I open the Bible, right from Genesis, maybe chapter 2 and then verse 5 down to about verse 11, it talks about a garden. And then in the garden, there was no rain. You see it, there was no rain, but there was a mist that watered the face of the garden because there was no man to till or to work the garden. Then the scripture continues to say that in the garden were 4 different rivers that were channels by which the garden was what irrigated. And so you would understand that there are channels all around us. And so we can diversify. You don't put all your eggs in one basket. One day I was doing a research about risk taking, and then I stumbled over this video where a woman had gone to the market and bought crates of eggs and then loaded a vehicle with the crates of eggs, only for her to come home. And while they were trying to unpack or unload the vehicle full of crates of eggs, the guy that was carrying the crate of eggs right from the booth of the vehicle slipped, and then all the eggs cracked because as he fell, all the eggs in the crate cracked. And the person who did that picture just wrote, "Everything is risky." So you will see that you will think that once the person is involved in a physical good or in a physical substance, there is no need to consider risk in this space. And so it will be very imperative that you and I, we diversify with what we have made. Now, where do we make the money? There are traditional places that you can make money, and those you are very, very familiar with. Can talk about physical businesses, the selling of goods and products, offering services here and there, professional services and vocational services. You can simply be involved in buying and selling or buying or selling. These are the traditional means by which we make money. But making money is evolving. You don't need to still be stuck with the traditional or the conventional ways of making money, because there are newer ways of making money quicker, more conveniently, with more secured systems, transparent systems, and then low transaction fees being involved. So when we talk about these places, we are looking at the digital space or the virtual space. When you talk about the virtual space, the first of its kind is the Forex space. I'm sure some of us are aware of what Forex is because I see a lot of traders connected. At least I know some traders, some of my masters who are connected here, and also some of my students who are connected. So when you talk about Forex, we are simply talking about foreign exchange. And then we also have the crypto space, which is for the virtual currencies and then virtual money projects. Then the old stock and indices space, which quite a number of people are familiar with, because anytime you talk about virtual business, the thing that comes to mind is, oh, let me go and buy some shares or buy some government bonds or invest in a company and then have a stock in there and leave it for a certain period of time, maybe treasury bills and what have you. Then we also have what we call the exchange traded funds, which are actually getting a huge space even in the money making platforms now. When you go to America now, a lot of the older folks are considering exchange traded funds, ETFs, which is a basket of different products and services that one person cannot trade in, but you have access to buy a portion of because you have the aggregation of different funds being put together for people to be able to trade in. And then the last on the list is the synthetics or the derivatives. And when we talk about synthetics, we are talking about the non-tradables. Somebody can sit somewhere and think about an idea and then develop an image or a product for that idea and list it in the market under simulated coded language or computerized system, and people be trading it and be making very, very significant amounts of money. You can see that I have companies market cap website on the platform. If you have the chance, you can quickly Google companiesmarketcap.com/assets, and then you will see for yourself all the various assets that are doing well in the entire world. And the number one till date is gold. Gold is leading all the various assets. Talk about real estate, talk about crypto, talk about indices, talk about the Forex, and what have you. Some of these powerful top companies that we see around, Apple, Nvidia, Tesla, and what have you. Stanley, what's the name of your company? Once again, because you mentioned you have a couple of companies that you are running. Is Stanley around? Okay, so when you put all these companies
Hello,
together,
can you hear me?
yes,
Yes. Sorry.
yes, I was asking the name of your company. You mentioned that you have a group of companies and you do a few things here and there.
Yeah, so some of the things I just do. So I will say to you, I have so 364 is the IT
Okay.
solutions. Stanmore Group, so that's the real estate. So we do like IT, real estate services and development. On the back of this, I'm actually a trader as well. So actually, as I told you, I'm into trading. So I'm just listening. I don't do that as a whatever, but it's something that I do personally. And production is 64 Media is the production company.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So the 64 Media and all of these companies, if you put them together, it still stands to reason that with the market cap value of the assets, gold is still leading. And in these 3 weeks that gold has been madly moving upwards is something else. So let's talk about the financial digital space. We have the cryptocurrency market, which has become the frenzy of the day. And very soon, the crypto portfolios or market is actually going to take the lead and then take over. In the crypto space, we are always talking about almost $1.1 trillion to $1.3 trillion market capitalization. So you talk about people trading all kinds of virtual currencies that have been developed through high computerized coding systems. And the popular ones among them, we know Bitcoin, we know Ethereum, and some of the stable coins or altcoins that some of these brokers or exchanges, be it central or DeFi, have been able to deploy in the space. And then we also have what we call the meme tokens or meme coins, which are tutorial tokens. These are fairly smaller tokens with very, very low market capitalization. And then they are built on the strength of communities. So for example, if TAF College decides to deploy the TAF coin, I'm very, very certain that all of us will get involved and then we buy some, and then we hold for a while, and then see a lot of traction coming, liquidity coming, and then we sell and make money.
So the top coin is coming.
Yes, Tap coin or Rev coin.
No, there's a top coin.
Tap coin.
Josh, we're gonna put it together. Yeah, we're gonna.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Just look out for tough money. It's coming soon.
Exactly. That's also going to work out. Like today, one of my sons sent me a Visa card, the crypto Visa card. And with the crypto Visa card, all he needs to do is have some crypto in his wallet, and then he will send the card to any ATM machine and then be able to withdraw crypto into Ghana cedi or crypto in Naira or crypto in any currency. So this is where the world is getting to. And we have, in addition to the meme coins, the DeFi or the Web3 protocols. A lot of us may not be familiar with the decentralized system. Smart contracts that are not controlled by individuals, but collectively controlled by the system, and then high computerized codings that allows everybody a share of transparency and be able to also be part of the system. And then we have the real world assets, which is just the tokenization of most of these traditional businesses that are around. There's a brother who is connected who shared with me one that a mining company is doing. What they are doing is that they have a lot of mines all over the world, about 6 or 7 mines all over the world. And because they are continuously mining gold, especially, they deploy it, and then they allow people to also come and invest in the company, so that as the price of gold is going up or is appreciating, you get a portion of the returns that they make on gold as it is appreciating. The next in the space is the Forex market. And I'm glad to tell you that of all the financial markets that we can make money from, the foreign exchange market is the biggest. That is the biggest in terms of the virtual market capitalization in a day. From Monday to Friday, you have between $5.3 trillion to $8.7 trillion of transactions daily. And someone may ask, where does that money come from? Is it a government that controls it? Is it an individual that controls it? Well, you understand later. So the Forex market is the biggest in the space. And what happens in the Forex market? One just looks at any financial instrument and then decides to trade in it just by buying or selling. So for example, if I take the Ghana cedi and then I buy some dollars, I am involved in foreign exchange market. If I also take the dollar and I sell for the Ghana cedi, that is simply it. So when we talk about the Forex market, we are simply talking about the place where we speculate about buying financial instruments through certain agencies and platforms. And there are quite a number of markets or places where this is done. You don't need to go to the bank before you can have access to a dollar or pounds or euros or any of these currencies. You can sit in your room, just as I'm talking to you from my office, and then be able to trade in other foreign currencies, in commodities, in indices, in ETFs, and you may not even have any license from Bank of Ghana or any of these security exchange commissions. Then we also have the stocks market, which is individual companies allowing you to invest in what they are involved in. And then also there is the exchange traded fund, which is gaining traction of late. And then the synthetics market. With the synthetic market, there is no restriction whatsoever because the platform is simulated and you can trade it any day, anytime, from wherever that you are. So now, having heard all of these, my question is, what do you make of this information that you have received? What do you make of it? what should be your response when it comes to information that you have received? Now, your response, I'm telling you, must be very swift. And then you also need to demystify the false information that you may have gotten as far as this is concerned. Because there are people who can just jump into any of these markets and then they start making money. Today, as I speak to you, there are people trading Bitcoin, trading Ethereum, trading some of the coins. Some have engaged themselves in spot trading. They look at some instrument or some cryptocurrency, and then they buy it at a very low price, hold it for a while, and then allow the price to go up. They sell and make cool money without stress. I want to pause and say that your response to the information you have received is very, very key. And on this note, if you don't even have an account on any of these exchanges that we're going to be talking about, or the brokers platforms, and you don't have what we call the digital wallet, and all you have is your physical wallet, your purse,
Mobile money.
or your pigeon, then you need to, or your mobile money, then you need to get one of these so that you can get going. I'm telling you.
What I also want to say very briefly, this is to you, Joshua, is I'm looking at your slides right now. You're on number 18, and you still got a long way to go. Please don't feel like that.
No, I'm going to jump because there are some of the things.
No. Please don't feel like you have to rush it. Because what we could do, just like last month,
Okay.
we did when we realized we went into we are very dynamic on this platform. When we realized that people wanted to find out more about making money while sleeping, we pivoted from what we were going to do last month, and we introduced this month. So
Okay.
we could have a lot to say. Don't wherever you stop, we'll
Okay.
continue next month.
All
So
right, that's fine.
Because I believe this is very useful information. You know, trading and all these things is very, very good. And at times to even get this information, you have to pay a lot of money to be able to, get this information. So when you have someone who's giving it to you for free, I'm going to hold on to you, until you bless my people. Okay.
Thank you, Rev.
If you don't mind,
can we all clap for Rev? Any reaction for this? Any reaction so far?
We love it.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Yes, so even as I'm continuing, may I state that there are quite a number of gurus in the trading space who are connected live and colored. So maybe when the question time is up, some of them may assist even in answering some of the questions. I have some mentors and some mentees who are connected, who are actively involved with what I'm talking about. So having heard all of these things, when are we supposed to make the money? If you have understanding of these markets that we are dealing with, you do not have any limitation as far as the time to make money is concerned. In the Forex and then the virtual financial space, there are 4 major market sessions that you can get yourself involved in. We have what is known as the Asian session, which is Tokyo session. And in our time space, it opens at 12 a.m. and then closes at 9 a.m., Monday to Friday. And the dominant currency or instrument that is used there is the Japanese yen. Then we have the European session, or what is known as the London session. Now, may I say this? Growing up, anytime you sit by the television and it's news time, you see, it gets to a point where they talk about business news. And when it's business news time, we want to flip the channel and then watch something else somewhere, maybe another TV station. Yes, because we don't understand what this business news is all about. They'll tell us the price of cocoa went down and the price of oil went up and the price of maize is gone down. In fact, sometimes they will go to the local markets and then grant interviews, and then the sellers or traders will be complaining that now food stuff is very expensive because of the price of fuel and then transportation costs and all production costs and all of those things. Now, if you are going to venture into this space, this is where that kind of information that we used to get becomes relevant. So for me, if I go to a bank or I go to any office and there's a television there, and then you will see on the television, usually BBC or CNN or Al Jazeera and any of these, you will see it on the crawlers. Instruments will be just moving, and then exchange rates will be crawling on the will be crawling there just to give you information of the geopolitical sphere about these market sessions. So the London session is dominated by the euro and then also the Great Britain pound. Then we have the almighty US session, which is the New York session, and it's also dominated by the United States dollar. And the times that these markets open for the London session is 7 a.m. GMT, and it closes at 4 p.m. GMT. And then the US session opens at 12 noon and then closes at 9 p.m. GMT. Then the last is the Pacific session, which is also known as Australian session or the Sydney session. And that market is dominated by these four currencies: the Australian dollar, the Swiss franc, the New Zealand dollar, and then the Canadian dollar. And the market opens at 10 p.m. GMT and then closes at 7 a.m. GMT. So you see that the markets overlap. So if you want to trade 24 hours from Monday to Friday, you can easily do so. Then you couple it with the cryptocurrency market, which doesn't close, and then you add the synthetic market, which also does not close and is not affected by any of the fundamental information that we may get. Now, having heard about when you can make the money, what do you need to make the money with? First, you need your capital, having gotten the information that is being shared with you. And then you need a trading resource or platform so you can get yourself a good exchange or broker, open an account, get the trading platforms that are available, and then you get yourself involved. Then also you need some piece of information for fundamental foundation. So all these information we get, you see that Trump gets up and he says something and the dollar will be going up or going down. Or in Russia, they say something, or China say something, and it begins to affect the instruments that we get ourselves involved in. These are the fundamental information. And then also, you need strength in your technical analysis. So if you hook onto the charts, you look at the market structure, you look at the trend of the instruments, and you even look at how the instrument is gaining momentum, volatility, and all of those things to help you make your decision on whether you have to buy or sell any of these. And then the two other resources for me that are key: your psychology and then risk management. You know, a lot of people are naturally greedy. So I remember when I started trading, I got myself a small account and I jumped into it. And I started making lots of money. So I thought that is how trading is going to be. I did not know that as much as you can make lots of money, you can also lose a great deal of money in that space. So you would need to have your trading psychology very well developed and balanced so you can make the little that you can make and then be able to be profitable in the system. Now, having had all of these, what do you use all of these for? How do you then make money while you are sleeping? There are different ways of making money in this space while sleeping. One of it is futures trading. And when we talk about futures trading, I'm simply saying that you look at any of these instruments and then you are able to tell that the price of this instrument will go up or go down. And then with little loan from your exchange or broker, you buy at a very good price and then see the price go up and then you sell. Or you get a portion of that particular instrument and you are able to tell that the price will go down. And then if it goes down, you are able to make your profits from it. Then those that get themselves also involved in options, those that do options, they engage in contracts that give them the right to either buy or sell. Then we have spot trading, which I believe Pastor Mark wants to. So all you have to do is that you look at the instrument or the assets that you are dealing with, and then you look at how it's been performing, maybe the past performance and the present performance, and then use that to tell that the instrument is going to go up or is going to go down. Then you buy at a very good position and you hold it for some time. You know, a lot of Africans don't know how to make money over a long period of time because we are not patient. For example, if you look at 2012, Bitcoin price was at $1. Assuming in 2012, you were able to buy just 5 Bitcoin because that $1 was even lesser than 1 Ghana cedi. And then let's assume you bought 5. Now, Bitcoin is around 78,000, just one. So holding it from 2012 to 2025, that's 13 years, 13 years. Your $1 would now have become $78,000 for just one. So that is how spot trading works. Then we have speculative contract for difference, which is just taking advantage of the price action and then buying or selling. And then we have copy trading. And with copy trading, you may not even need any knowledge in this space. All you have to do is get onto a platform where a good trader is or the experts are, and then you sign up to the services they are offering. And whenever they make money, you also make some. When they lose money, you also lose some, just like that. Then we have what we call the percentage allocation management modules. For this, it works in a way where the funds you put in are all put together and then it's being traded with. And after a period of time, then you all share the profit based on how much you put into the system. Now, with the AI that we just learned, one of the ways it becomes useful to us is getting into automation trading or automated trading. And with automated trading, as I'm speaking to you, KMMI, we have our own bot developed by us that is trading, comfortably. And sometimes even the bot trades better than myself because I've watched the bot go to the market, expose just a little amount of the capital, and then it navigates its way through the market and makes consistent profit. Sometimes a minimum of 1% daily. I've been using this bot for close to 2 months, and there are quite a number of people who are even connected who are on the bot, and it's trading without stress. 3 days ago, one of the clients using the bot sent me a message and he said, for him, he doesn't want anybody to trade for him. He doesn't want to do any copy trading. He doesn't want to trade for himself because the bot has proven to giving him consistent results. So you can subscribe for automated trading and then also look at using your network and community to making rebates from the brokers' commissions that they give to people who want to make money. So where does KMMI come in? Like as I was introduced, you heard that I am the Chief Executive Officer of Kingdom Marketplace Missionaries Incorporated. What do? We offer people the opportunity to educate themselves about this space so that they can get the knowledge, demystify all the false information they have gotten concerning trading in the digital space, and then getting them empowered, being able to hook into the platforms, and then making very decent returns of it. And this is largely through the guidance of information that we give, and then also the products and services that are offered in the space, the skill set, which is the experience others may have, the communities that we have, the various platforms where you can get access to some of these information and trade. For example, as I'm speaking to you, I have a place where I have deposited some small funds, and then Bitcoin is being mined for me daily, irrespective of the price of Bitcoin. It is just being mined for me daily. And all I have to do is that every morning I go there to check if my equity has increased. And I'll be smiling and laughing. Then it continues like that. So we all have this great opportunity. But first and foremost, the most important thing is that you get the requisite knowledge so that you empower yourself. See if it is something you are in for. It may not be for you, but if it is for you, you jump into it, and then you are able to make the little that you want to make. As I conclude, you may have been thinking that, how do I make money sleeping? And you see, there's no way you make a pastor talk without bringing in scripture in what he's saying. So 2 scriptures I want you to ponder over. It said, do not sleep or you will grow poor. Stay awake and you will have food to spare. So before you even think about sleeping while making money or making money while sleeping, you have to first think about being awake to create a system, a structure, standards, streams, channels. Then you can now go and sleep, and then the system will be what? Duplicating and regenerating the funds that you are looking for, even for you. And then lastly, you should see from Proverbs 6, it says, how long will you lie there, you sluggard? When will you get up from your sleep? A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, and then poverty will come on you like a thief, and scarcity like an armed man. Till today, according to the scriptures, the man who has made the most money did it by just building systems. His name is called Solomon. I know a lot of us talk about Mansa Musa for the wealth that he controlled during the Mesopotamian civilization. But I'm talking about the system that he put in place that regenerated wealth. How did he do it? Knowing that he could not think, he could not fight, and he cannot do anything like his father David. All he did was, 1, nations that will be able to overcome him or attack him, he made sure he married from the royal families of that nation. That is a very, very serious trade or business. And then he gave those royal families or leaders or the first families opportunity to own properties or lands in his dynasty. So by doing that, he was receiving royalties, he was receiving patents, he was receiving duties, he was receiving customs, and they were giving him all sort of funds. It got to a point that per a second, Solomon was earning in today's economic value $8,750 per second. Per a second. And all he had to do is just sleep. And every second, 8,750, 8,750, 8,750. If we get the right information that is in the space, we'll be able to use it to make money while we are sleeping. Thank you so much. I think I'll end here and take some questions. Pastor Mark, your line is breaking. Or is it from my end? I don't know. Can anybody hear Pastor Mark clearly?
Can you hear me? Oh,
Yes. Yes.
No.
Okay, we can hear you now. It is still breaking.
No, your line is Mark. You have to reset.
Yes, the line is yes.
Reset is touch. All right. A question for you. Thank you. Great presentation, by the way. It was amazing. So first, two questions for me. What exchanges would you recommend here in Ghana? And for trading, I know that I'm not sure, you may have covered this. I was out for a part of it, but for day trading, are you looking at day trading or are you looking at kind of long term?
Okay. All right. So it will depend on what your expectation is, because ideally I would recommend long-term trading, but there are people who also have been able to navigate the space with day trading. Personally, I am both. I'm a positional trader, so when I trade, I look at how best I can make the best today, and then I also look at how best I can make money for the next 1 year, 2 years, 20 years, so that I'll still be in the game. So personally, I combine the two, but it will depend on the person that is getting involved in the investment. Because there are a couple of people who need money quickly to do or fix some things. So for those people, they look for day trading. Like Pastor Mark is laughing. He's one of those people. I can tell easily. You see, Easter is coming, and a lot of bills that some family heads will be looking for. So they will be happy if they can put money somewhere. They will make 10%, 15% quickly, and then move on. There are also those who are thinking about building incrementally. So for me, both is very, very good.
Good. All right. And then for long-term trading, what kind of timeline should somebody be looking at?
Come again?
What kind of timeline should somebody be looking at for long-term trading?
Okay, so for a long-term trading, also again, depending on the returns that you are looking at. For example, the automated system that I am using now, which is by my own strategy, it gives you a minimum of 0.5 to 1% daily. 0.5 to 1% daily. And so if you have very good capital, you could be considering that, okay, if it's just going to be 1% and it's not on compound interest, then in 100 days, you should be able to double your funds. You take what you put in out and you leave the rest for the rest of the years. So you are looking at what you want to generate in return. 5 years, 10 years, 1 year, 20 years. I have a portfolio that somebody has been managing for the past 15 years. And all he does is he's able to make 5% profit in a month. And he's been running this portfolio for 15 years without any hitch. Please, your microphone is muted.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for that. I think that's some questions.
Okay. Thank you so much. So somebody is asking, what do you think of AI trading like all trade D? Okay, I don't know about all trade, but I know that are you saying arbitrage trading, or because I didn't see that well? But AI trading, very soon it will be the way to go, because you see, like Stanley said, if you have an AI built into an expert advisor or into an indicator or some kind of trading system, it will only trade when the conditions are right. And personally, I don't like AIs that will be trading using a strategy called a martingale. They'll just be layering and with bigger lot sizes. Sometimes the stop loss is very, very wider in terms of risk to reward ratio than the returns that you'll be getting. I have an AI that I am back testing and testing now. And the AI is being built into an expert advisor, which I call Faith Grace Well. And that's what I'm going to release, Faith Grace Well. And for about 15 days now, it has not picked any trade because the code is a strict conditional code. So until all the situations and then the strategies are set for the market conditions, it will not trade. And it's been told to expose only 1% of the account. So under no circumstance would this particular bot or expert advisor expose more than 1% of your funds. So if market conditions are not set, it is not going to pick a trade. And for 15 days now, it hasn't picked even one trade. And I'm saying that if it is able to pick a trade and is successful, I can tell you on authority that there will not be any expert advisor present that can match this particular one that I have developed. In fact, I've used different kinds of expert advisors, and we are also building one for ourselves to be able to use. Do you trade for people or you teach how to trade? And I do get in touch with you. Okay, so I do both, but I love teaching people how to trade. For example, as I'm speaking, we have a boot camp that is ongoing. I think about 12 people have signed up. And all I'm doing is to teach them the practicals of trading. So we don't do theories. When we come, we just move onto the chart and I show them my criteria for entries, why I bought, why I sold. They watch and see if we go into profits, they see it live. If we go into loss, they see it live. So I teach. And then I also encourage people with other platforms that you could put your money in, and then you manage your own risk and make the best that you can make from there. Currently, KMMI is offering the opportunity to people to come and learn how to trade. So I'm sure Pastor Mark will talk about it. And then the collaboration that TAF College 2 also has. So they will tell us about it. Okay. I think somebody has put a manage your own risk is super. Yes, exactly.
So
Oh, your line is breaking, pa. We can barely hear you.
Okay, is it better now?
Yes, it's better. Super.
All right, wonderful. So I want to say a very big thank you to Apostle for sharing with us. And because of time, we would have to end here, but we are having Apostle on next month, guys. So make sure you've told your friends and you're logged in. And all those who have questions, there's a WhatsApp chat. Kindly drop your questions there. And when Apostle comes next time, he will have access to it and he will answer all your questions. Then we'll get into it.
Wonderful.
All right.
Wonderful. I think it's been an informative session a day, and there's no way we can end this here. I mean, that's exactly what happened last month. Last month we were going to do something totally different, but then we went into the making money whilst how do we make money whilst we're sleeping, and now it's led into this whole AI slash. I mean, hey, there's a lot more to come. I think there has been a lot of information overload today. However, I think what we can do next month is we can just press the pause button and continue. And you never know, maybe we could have a little session on seeing how some live a live trade or something, So next month, I think maybe we could, open the floor to, some more in-depth, a deep dive into what this whole digital money is, because it's a very ambiguous thing. A lot of people are trying to find out more. Is it real? Is it not? Is it a scam? Is it whatever? So I think a lot of the questions have been asked. Now people just want to say, seeing is believing, right? So I believe strongly if we could have something, after you finish the rest of your presentation, show us, a live interaction or live how to make money type of thing. And then I'm sure it'll be very, 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 very good for.
That would be very great. I was going to trade Bitcoin today for us to see, but the whole thing is loaded. So
wonderful, wonderful. So, hey guys, make sure that next week you tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Okay. Because these are those kind of things where you could make money in your bedroom. All right. You can make money on the beach. Okay. You can make money wherever you are. It's a very great opportunity. So tell your friends, to come and join this webinar next week. And I'm sure it's going to be equally as powerful. Over to you, Pastor Mark.
All right. Thank you very much, Reverend. Guys, if you haven't joined the WhatsApp group, kindly do so. The link is in the chat. And if
I think your line is breaking again.
The line is breaking.
We need an AI for a solid internet provision. So Stanley, it's a work for you, for us.
Yes. Let's find something amazing for this.
yes.
Great.
So kindly repeat this prayer after me. Say, dear Lord Jesus.
Dear Lord Jesus.
I know I'm a sinner. I ask you to wash and cleanse me with your blood. Please write my name in the book of life. Satan, I'll no longer serve you. I'll no longer follow you. I belong to Jesus. Thank you, Jesus, for dying for me. So thank you very much for joining. Make sure you join the WhatsApp chats, because that's where we've put the presentation. We're going to put the recording up also so that you can watch it if you missed it. And invite your friends to be part of that community. And all those interested in VA, virtual assistants, and those who want to build websites, and those who are interested in the AI scholarship, and also those who want to learn about trading or get in touch with Apostle. All those things are happening on that platform, and we'll be in touch. Thank you very much. Until we meet again. Au revoir.
Thank you a billion times.
Thank you for signing in.
Thank you, Stanley. I will get in touch with you. Yes, thank you.